Hello everyone. I would like to thank you for coming to my presentation for Hands of Hope Community Center. This is a presentation that will explain the vision that the founders have for starting a community center in an urban, poor community area that exists in the inner city. The sections that we're going to be going over are the theology of compassion, vision and mission statement, collaboration and partnerships, defining the community, mobilizing the community and the congregation, and leadership and sustainability. For the theology of compassion, our theology of compassion is to go to the poor and the hurting and offer them the life-changing gospel of Jesus Christ, to walk alongside of them as shepherds, ministers and mentors, neighbors and friends, in the process of discipleship and empowerment while offering hands of hope. Excuse me. Our vision statement is to see this community transformed through empowering them to be disciples of Christ and to help each willing individual to obtain quality educational enrichment services through tutoring, mentorship, and programs that are offered at this center. We have been sent to build bridges of hope and to lead them out of generational inner city poverty. Our mission statement is, we will make every effort to provide a Christ-centered community that promotes the Word of God through kingdom principles and values. We will strive to provide a safe, educational, and enrichment community center that has a good environment that extends opportunities to gain the necessary tools and skills to overcome poverty by giving them a future and a hope. Our collaboration and partnerships. Everyone needs to have partners and collaborations in order for something of this magnitude to work. It is our vision that we can prayerfully form a multi-denominational Christian partnership within the local body of believers living within a 50-mile radius of this center. We would like to see people volunteer their time in this center as ministry teams representing their church. They would agree to volunteer for a specific period of time and sign a written commitment statement. The desire that we have would be to work with local churches, local universities, libraries, and educational supply stores. The way our partners will support our ministry will be to volunteer as spiritual mentors that will commit to disciple individuals, in particular youths and young adults. We also would like to see local universities and students that are in these universities participate in an internship program in which they would tutor children ages K through 12th grade. These would be students that are enrolled in a local university in an educational program. Perhaps they're studying special education. Perhaps they want to be a coach or an English teacher or a math teacher. These would be students that would partner with us in an internship as a portion of their degree program. We know a lot of universities require students to do this. I know my daughter, she is an English major in a university, and she's required to work in a center, in an inner city center, helping tutor other children in order to obtain her degree. So this would be a partnership that we would have for the center, utilizing the students, the local students in the surrounding areas that could come and help mentor and teach young students how to read, how to spell, how to do science and math after school as they would come to the center and they would be tutored in these areas. We will partner with libraries and local education supply stores to obtain the materials that will be needed, such as computers, books, paper, and so on. We will have a lot of educational needs, and we're going to partner with these people. We also plan to hold monthly meetings for volunteers that are working at the center, and quarterly meetings with the leaders of these organizations to give a progress report and to seek their input on how to improve the programs of the center. So in other words, we would have a partnership with the leaders of the university, leaders who are managing these educational programs in the universities. We would invite them to come quarterly to learn what we're doing, to give them a report on what has occurred between the students and the individuals that they're tutoring. We would also want to speak with the supply chain stores and the libraries to let them know how what they're doing is improving this part of their community. We will hold each partnership accountable by asking them to sign a covenant statement in agreement to help the center long-term to be successful in reaching the community. Also, in terms of the churches that we would ask to volunteer, we would like to have the local churches come alongside us and help us with discipling and teaching Bible studies to these individuals. Defining the community. The community that we are called to serve is an inner city, urban, low-income community with at-risk children, youth, and adults located in Nashville, Tennessee. These individuals do not have physical access to these types of resources within their community. The background of this community is that it's located in a local government housing area. There is a history of generational poverty that exists there. This is a high crime area. The average income level for this area is beneath $15,000 a year. One of the statistics that I learned about the inner city areas is that it's very difficult to teach in urban city school districts. According to the Tennessean, the Nashville Tennessean, it says many of the teachers that enter into the metro school system don't stay for long. They don't realize the difficulty in managing and dealing with children that are coming from high poverty areas, and a lot of them don't stay, which is not good. It's not stable for the children that live in those areas. So we want to find committed volunteers, mentors, and tutors who will come and work in the Hands of Hope Center after school to work with these students and give them more stability. We're hoping that a lot of the mentors and the volunteers will form lasting relationships with these children. Given the understanding of the socioeconomic background, the lack of committed teachers, and the high crime, we see a need for a Christ-centered community center that will introduce the gospel and offer a variety of educational programs for families that will build bridges to help them to escape the cycle of generational poverty. The next point I would like to make is mobilizing the congregation. To mobilize the congregation and community, we understand that we must first come alongside of the people of this community and build relationships and trust in a natural way, and we must be seen as a positive presence. The way we do this is by living among them and looking for opportunities to serve through driving people to the store, to appointments, repairing homes and yards, and being a good neighbor. Now, this is accomplished is the people who have this vision for this community center will move into this area and they will live among the people. One of the ways we can mobilize the congregation is having a sidewalk Sunday school so kids can come play games and learn the gospel. So we wouldn't necessarily be in a building, but you'd be outside in the common areas where these children are living. This would enable us to evangelize and build trust among the children and the families. We then would like to invest in having house church meetings that involve food and fellowship and introduce the gospel to the people who come. We want to raise up leaders within the community through discipleship. We will include the area local churches in the Sidewalk Sunday School and invite them to speak in house church meetings and have several potluck dinners inviting both the community and the partnerships that are interested in helping build a center and have the same vision that the founders have. Leadership and sustainability. Upon building strong community ties, both inside and outside the community, we will acquire a building to house the Hands of Hope Community Center. In addition to offering educational services, tutoring, and summer camps, and various other academic arts-based programs once a week, we will hold church services in the community center. We will invite the people of this community to come and worship in the same place that they're coming to learn and have fun. So our vision is that children will come to the center after school. They will be able to come and get tutored there. They will get to have art classes. They will get to interact with adults who really care about them. They can play games. They can play basketball. There's lots of things that they can do to really be given the help that they need to stay on track academically. And at the same time, it will be Christ-centered, and we will be praying with them. We will be teaching them about the gospel. It's basically a holistic vision that the founders have for this center. The way that we will raise up leaders to sustain the effort that we have put into them will be that we will have weekly leadership and accountability meetings. We will require that they complete a discipleship training course and complete any educational programs that they may need to be successful academically. We will have award programs in place to encourage them to persevere as leaders. They will receive certificates of completion as well as an opportunity to attend an annual leadership awards banquet at the center. Leaders must be raised up within the community, and they have to be discipled first. Then they will begin to understand who they are in Christ and have a desire to do what it takes to get out of poverty. As we raise up leaders, true change will occur, and the chains of poverty will be broken in exchange for Hands of Hope. And as you can see, we've gone through the theology of compassion, the vision and the mission statement that we have, collaboration and partnerships, defining who our community is. We define again that the community is an inner city area that's located in Nashville, and these people do not have access to quality educational services and enrichment services, and this would be such a blessing to them to be able to have a community that's a center, an educational center that's located right in the middle of where they live. We're mobilizing the community and the congregation. The way that the congregation will be mobilized will be to build relationships through living among them, look for opportunities to serve through driving people to the store and appointments, and evangelizing and building trust. The other thing is that we want to really hear what the people think about what's going on in this center. It's very important that we get feedback from the individuals that we're striving to serve. So we're going to be asking them regularly what they think of the programs that are existing for them. We're going to ask them to fill out forms telling us what they think and what needs to be improved. That's all very important to us. We want to know how they feel about the mentors that are coming in, the tutors that are coming in, the coaches that maybe come in to help play basketball. We want to know how they feel about Bible study. We want to know how they feel about discipleship. All those things are important. So mobilizing the congregation, we want to see relationships between the community and the partners. And so we're going to work hard to make sure that that happens through having regular fellowship dinners and a connection, a point of connection, so that they can connect with one another. Also, I wanted to go over steps of transition into the community. Voluntary displacement means moving to an urban poor community, prayerfully living among them to be good neighbors and friends, compassionately observing the issues in the community and praying for solutions. Living the gospel message by being good neighbors among the community, building relationships through faith-based friendships and trust. Evangelism, introducing the gospel in home church meetings, on the street and in common areas, and making disciples and empowering new emerging Christian leaders in the community. One of the visions that we have for this center is to have church services eventually in the same building where we're offering all these educational opportunities. We want to see classes taking place. We want to see summer camps taking place where the kids can have a safe place to come. They can do art, and they can paint, and they can learn how to sing. And it's going to be quite an undertaking, but we believe that with our partners and the vision that we have, that God is going to make this all happen. So I thank you very much for listening to my partnership, and I pray that you've been blessed by listening to this message.